Hello and thank you for joining us today for Moon 8's SWOT analysis. We're going to cover 4 IS systems and compare that to the CAP simulation program, which we're familiar with in our MBA studies. Human resources is the first agenda, and this was designed by Vanessa Sherry to discuss the Rep Evaluator. Vanessa is unable to join us today, so Nisa Curtis is going to step in for this role. In finance, Nisa is going to go into the Microsoft Dynamics GP system. Then for sales and marketing, myself, Michael Hissam, is going to cover the JetNet Evolution aircraft database. Then I'm going to hand it over to Laura Matthews, who will cover production and operations and discuss Lectura's OptiPlan Expert V3 system and briefly wrap up. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Hi, my name is Nisa Curtis, and I will be presenting Vanessa Cherry's slides on a real-world human resources information system, the REP Evaluator, versus CAPSIM's human resources module. The strengths of the REP Evaluator are that it involves less training time, it gives individual assessment, and there are unlimited logins. The strengths of the CAPSIM are that it promotes team building, and it promotes management decision making and corporate efficiency, and it also has unlimited logins. The weaknesses of the REP Evaluator are that the applicant cannot access assessment results, so they can't see where they went wrong or what their strengths and weaknesses are. The weaknesses of the CAPSIM are the increased training time and cost for longer assessments. The opportunities of REP Evaluator are that it promotes qualified applicants, it reduces turnover, and it gives a job overview. The opportunities of CAPSIM are that the assessment results are available for improvement, and it's not an off-the-shelf purchase. The threats of the REP Evaluator are the qualifications can be misleading if they're based solely on assessment. And the threats of CAPSIM are the team assignments do not always evaluate individual competencies. Thank you, and you will hear again from me next when I discuss a real-world finance information system versus CAPSIM's finance module. Thank you. Hi, my name is Nisa Curtis, and I'm part of Moon 8, and I'm going to be comparing a real-world finance information system with CAPSIM's finance module. And the company I chose to represent the real-world finance information system is Microsoft Dynamics GP. The strengths of Microsoft Dynamics GP are its strong brand name, its award-winning support services, it increases business productivity, and it maximizes a company's ability to access information, and it utilizes familiar IT-friendly technology. The strengths of CAPSIM are it's a well-known simulation at colleges and universities, it's a strong team building tool, it's very user-friendly, it's relatively inexpensive, and all the modules needed to run a simulated company are available. The weaknesses of Microsoft Dynamics GP are that it's expensive, and each module that a company may need has to be purchased separately. The weaknesses in CAPSIM are the formulas in the Excel spreadsheets are not observable, so it's difficult to tell where a number has been derived. And we ran into quite a few errors, and the reporting lacks specifics. It doesn't really give you a lot of detailed information to go by in order to be successful in the next round. The opportunity of Microsoft Dynamics GP are that it empowers financial managers to succeed. Companies can compete more effectively, and it gives companies better insight into financials. And it also streamlines critical business tasks. The opportunities of CAPSIM are that it's a good simulation activity for students. It gives them a unique ability to compete with other teams, whether it's in the same university or somewhere else in the United States. And it gives some guidance in areas of strengths and weaknesses. The threats of Microsoft Dynamics GP are that it's in a highly competitive industry. There's always the threat of new entrants, and there's always the inherent risk of hackers. And the threats to CAPSIM are that it's only a simulation and it's only used as a teaching tool. It's not realistic to use in real-world situations. Thank you, and I'm going to pass it on to Michael Hissam, who's going to be comparing a sales and marketing information system with CAPSIM's sales and marketing module.
My name is Michael Hissom. I'd like to thank NISA for handing this sales and marketing part of the PowerPoint section over to me. We're going to discuss the JetNet Evolution aircraft database system, which allows us in the aircraft industry to track airplanes through make, model, and year. We're going to compare this to the CAPSIM program, which we're all familiar with in our MBA program. JetNet Evolution has many strengths. It offers real-time access to aircraft data. It's consistently updated via the web and is accurate and concise. It has effective filters to narrow and define the user search. We can define by state, we can define by aircraft, or state and certain aircraft, or we can define by years. So these filters allow us to manipulate the tremendous amount of data and get real information out of it. Market summary reports are another part. This system has many reports on the market, so if I'm tasked to report on a particular airplane, I can look at what the past summary is, what the current summary is, and help to predict what the future summary of that aircraft is going to be. Also tells me what aircraft are for sale on the market, how long they've been on the market, and who the listing brokers are. We can also further divide that up into aircraft ownership. We can look at the direct owners, or we can look at the operators, which are sometimes lessors. And sometimes it's important because we need to target one of the other of those. Also, data exporting and reporting tools. I can define my search. I can import that data or export that data as needed to particular customers or internally within my company. And when I get into a pinch, I always have the 800 support number to call to help me troubleshoot this system because it is a very large database system. The strengths of the CAPSIM are introduction into a business simulation with very quick results. We go round by round, so at the beginning of a round we can make our decisions and see the results of those decisions. It's a fluid and dynamic system in which we are not only battling the computer system, but also our competitors, which are our peers in the MBA program. We also can look on the past information that has happened to help predict future trends and decisions that we're going to make to affect us in later rounds in the simulation. Weaknesses of the JetNet Evolution are pricing. This is an aircraft database company that has a sole target and really manufacturers. They know these big manufacturers will pay the premium to have this, and they do charge that. There is online access only through one recognized computer. So they issue an authorization code which actually recognizes your computer, so I can only access this database through my own computer. And it's a complex database system which requires training. You can get a tremendous amount of data off of this system, but that's all it is data if you don't know how to manipulate the system as well and turn that data into useful information. And the market summaries can be skewed. You always have to keep in mind and think about who are making these market summaries that I'm reading. Are they aviation professionals, or are they aviation salespeople, or are they aviation marketing people? So everybody has a different line and a different opinion when it comes to a market, and we need to understand that and be aware of what our market is and who wrote the summary of the market that we're reading. Weaknesses of the CAPSIM are lacks variables that exist in the real world business. An example of that is there are very few inputs that we can do to increase our awareness and accessibility, just two, and that's not the case for the real world. Also, limitations are imposed on certain sections of maintaining business. An example of labor negotiations, again, we have very few inputs, and when you're dealing with labor unions, that can be a very, very tricky and complicated process. Decision making is based on the majority of the market. And particularly in my industry, we don't target the majority of the market. We're a niche product, so we cater to a very small section of the market. And the CAPSIM program doesn't. So there are some limitations there